Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is caitom, and I know I haven't been following my upload schedule this week, meaning I'm uploading twice this week, and they are both today and tomorrow, Sunday. Really weird. I usually upload 3 times a week with like spaces in between, but ignore that. I was just busy catching up with friends who are back in town from college. They finished their finals I think like a week later than mine, so yeah, unfortunate. And when I wasn't hanging out with them, I was just playing Minecraft. Good old cozy game. Who can hate her? No one can hate her. If you hate her, don't talk to me. Anyways, about today's build, I'm building a pink winter home, which can be found on my gallery under my ID caitom with the same title, I believe. Yeah, I started building this on a 20 by 20 lot in Henford-on-Bagley. I think it was called like Cordelia's Secret Cottage or something, but I do move it to 13 Nettle Lane in the same world. The world comes from Cottage Living if you were curious, and it is built on a 30 by 20. Not like the narrow 30 by 20, but like the wide 30 by 20, just in case you don't have Cottage Living. Although I guess if you don't have Cottage Living, you're gonna have some blank spaces in this house. Anyways, a little bit about this house. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And it can sleep up to 2 parents, 1 child, and 1 toddler. I will say it was hard trying to figure out how to landscape in winter when all the plants are either twigs or a different color than the green that I'm usually used to. I think after building my previous snow house, I was like, damn, I could use some summer season in game. Because I don't build in other seasons besides summer. And I don't play, well, back when I did play a lot, I never made it to winter. And anytime I did, it was like through a rags to riches challenge, so I didn't even have the funds to decorate it. Or I just didn't bother landscaping, because I'm here about function over prettiness. I don't know what the matching word is. Anyways, basically landscaping hard, which is why I did that after I finished the house. But just know that I took 3 tries trying to figure out what I wanted to do before giving up and moving on to the interior. But enough about that. About the exterior, as you probably noticed that despite me calling this a pink house, the walls are actually this white paneling from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, and really the only thing pink about it are like the windows, the columns, the spandrel, the door. That's just because I know it's not like fully covered in snow right now, but when I do take the screenshots, it will be heavily covered in snow. And I guess I wanted the pink to kind of pop out a little. I know in all the other pink houses that I've built, it's just pink paneling, pink windows, pink everything when it comes to the exterior. And I thought it would kind of look muddled, so I wanted to go for something a little bit different. And hopefully it's a good different. I think it looks kind of nice. Maybe not in the Cottage Living sunlight. There's just something so blue about this world that I don't really vibe with. Another thing I would like to mention about this house is that it is on a platform 2 ticks from the ground, to be specific. Not that it really matters. In case you were curious, I don't know. This basically means prepare for some bugginess and weird useless shadows. You'll see, I think you'll see a lot better when I move onto the second floor and it's like well lit and all. You'll see the weird shadows I'm talking about. I don't know why it happens. I don't think it's ever going to be fixed. I think at this point you just call it a feature and go on about your day. And actually, while I was building this house, I was watching through the second and newest season of Alice in Borderland. If you don't know what that show is, it is a Japanese live-action drama on Netflix. I went through like 7 episodes of the show, and it is safe to say I have no clue what even went on, why anything is going on. I realized after I was finishing, I checked what episode I was on, 7 out of 8. I was like, did I really watch through all of that? I have no clue why any of these characters are here, why these characters are not here. So a little bit of something about me when I was building this. I just thought I would share that with y'all in case, I don't know, you wanted to know. Back to the build. Right now we've pretty much finished the floor plan and I've begun to furnish the kitchen. One thing I would like to point out about myself is that I will acknowledge that I spend the most time cluttering up the kitchens. And by most time I mean like scrolling through the catalog and getting all the items I know I want in the kitchen and what other items would fit in the kitchen. Like these items, I always have knives, utensils, paper towel holder, and soap, and like counters, or not counters, cabinets, and just a little something on the walls. I think it's just because I think I'm just more comfortable with the items that go in the kitchen, I think. And that cookbook too, from Cool Kitchen Stuff. I think I hate adding the cookbook when I know that I won't be adding any other item from Cool Kitchen, so for that I apologize. Just know that you don't even need the Cool Kitchen Stuff pack to download this house. I bought it just cause. Not really a great financial decision, but you know, with the way that The Sims sells their DLC, I don't think it really matters. What was I talking about? I was talking about me cluttering up the kitchen. Yeah, I think I spend the most time cluttering up kitchens, compared to bedrooms at least. Because for bedrooms, I think if you spend a little bit more time than I personally do, you could probably give it some sort of personality. The way that I give personality is through skill items. And I think for this house, I stuff all of them on the first floor. I don't really do much on the second floor. Big oops for me. And that's something I wanted to kind of change as I continue building in the future. And before I start talking about the dining room, I should mention that I think I add an item on every single one of the counters on the wall with the appliances, like the fridge and the stove. The island counters don't have anything on it, so I think it's safe to assume that your Sims can cook on that, but I didn't playtest that before I uploaded, so you might need to change some things around, delete a couple items, just to make sure that your Sims can actually cook. So yeah. Now, about this dining room, I recently watched one of Miss Griffey's recent apartment renovations, and I think she decorated the apartment to be a mixture of Christmas and Hanukkah. And I think I wanted to do that in this build, but my family celebrates Christmas, so I don't know what kind of decorations you would have to celebrate Hanukkah. So this is very Christmas centered, and for that I do apologize. I think it would be fun to do a non-Christmas holiday themed house, but I think after tomorrow's base game build, I'm gonna just give up building winter houses. You actually see a Christmas tree in the landing on the second floor. Oh my god. I just remembered, I haven't wrapped any of my gifts for Christmas. I need to do that. You know, it's a good thing this year the presents that I bought for my family are relatively small. They shouldn't be too hard to wrap, but I could be jinxing myself right now. I need to set myself a reminder to do that afterwards. I literally bought the gifts an entire month early, so I would avoid my last year's problem with like the gifts arriving like late or not having enough time for them to ship. And now this year's problem is me procrastinating wrapping them. I think the wrapping paper that I picked is kind of cute. It is Cars themed. That is the Disney... Is it Disney Pixar? I think it's just Disney. A Disney animated film about humanoid cars. It's like Chuggington, but American. Very American, now that I think about it. The town that Lightning McQueen, he like stops by is very Midwestern, I think is the word. Very StrangerVille, to put it in perspective. Not that I'm a big fan of cars, I just think it's funny to have kids themed things being given by someone who is not so much a kid. Where are we? The piano room. So this house is very symmetrical, which is something I think I tend to have most of my houses be. And also another thing I should probably do well to avoid in the future. But I had this little room that is mirrored from the entryway. And why not stick a huge piano in here? Like my other builds where I have too many rooms in the first floor. I think I could have made it a bedroom, but I wanted this little bump out on the side to have like large floor to ceiling windows. And if not a piano room, I think I could have made it into a green room. But then it wouldn't make sense to have it not be accessible from the outside. So piano room it is. I do add a cottage living couch just so let's say if you have a child sim, maybe they're practicing for their recital, your parent sims can sit down, watch, and just enjoy the music. Personally, in my own home, we do have a stand-up piano that we just stick in the living room. I mean, to be fair, there's not really much separation in the downstairs, and our walls are thin, so whenever anyone's playing it, everyone in the house can hear it. Hopefully that's not the case for this piano, but I wouldn't count on it not being like that. Anyways, we have now moved on to the office. This is just a little room that I had some space for right behind the stairs. It leads to a back patio. So I guess I don't think it makes sense that this would be an office, considering it's more of like, I feel like it could have done well to be a mudroom of some sort, but the back patio is not closed off. I was about to say the back patio was closed off, so it makes sense that this wouldn't be a mudroom, but no, I am wrong. I should probably do well to remember what I do in these houses. Right now I'm just working on the front porch. Like always, to fill up space, I do add more seating. Hopefully your sims will, I don't know, do well to not eat their food out here. I mean, I always put my dining room close to the kitchen, so I think your sims will automatically sit down, and hopefully not find somewhere completely random in the house to sit down and eat their food. This is it's actually a cats and dogs seating set. The bench is I think it's found in the sofa section, and the chairs are found, the chairs are found in the dining section, which I think is kind of weird. But to be fair, I do see some dining chairs like that from my family friends, so guess it's not that far off. I've now moved on to the back patio, where I add a floral arranging table, and I think I add like a little bench out there. I didn't know what else to add, so like the front porch, it is pretty sparse and not much detail went into it. And now I'm on to the second floor. I don't know if you saw just now as I was placing the lights, but there was like a weird shadow in the shape of the room below it, and that is what I mean by weird shadows due to platforms. Thankfully though, I do cover it up with more walls, basically just mirroring the floor from the ground floor onto the second floor. And I really hope that The Sims, or at least whoever works on this game, will do something to at least alleviate the harshness of the shadow. When I can't put a wall, it becomes really distracting, and I don't usually have a rug that fits those kind of spaces. Anyway, I've moved on to the master bedroom. I completely forgot. This is a pink house. So you probably noticed there's like a crap ton of pink literally everywhere. The walls are pink with, you know, white. I mean, the whole house is pretty white and pink. When I got to the kids' rooms, the toddler and the child, I was considering having them be green, but when I get to them, I'm like, you know, I've committed this far into the color pink and like the whole pink and white color scheme. Why am I diverting from it now when it comes to the kids' rooms? I do change those wallpapers to pink, but the beds? Well, in the case of the toddler, the bed frame is a dark brown and not something like white. Just because the closest watch there was to a pink bed, it was more peachy, and the shades of pink that I use are not peachy. They're more, I don't know the word for it, but they're more like pink. Bad descriptor, but hopefully you see what I mean. This is me deciding whether or not I wanted to use green or pink. I think if I really wanted to, I could have opted for pink and like another color with a mix of both and accents of white. But with the way that this house is literally pink, just for continuity, I do decide against it. I think my main inspo for this room was the little cats and dogs rug. It is in the shape of a heart and a dog paw, animal paw. It's like pink and brown, and with this swatch with the brown bed frame, as I mentioned, I think it went pretty well to tie in the brown and the pink together. In this room, I do make sure there is a potty and a high chair. I forget where or which side of the high chair your Sims place the toddlers into, because toddler chairs, they're not necessary, and if anything, they're more of a nuisance. I remember playing when I first got the game. These toddlers will not stay in their high chairs. They're always asking to be put back on the ground like every 3 seconds, and it's like, your parent Sim is trying to get you food. Please stay in there for an extra second. Oh my god. I was deciding against having it in here. I could add some other furniture to this room. Yeah, enough about the toddlers. The child room. The child room is the same size as the downstairs office, which means it's oddly long and not very wide. So I'm able to add a bed and a desk and a coloring activity table. With the bed though, you saw me push two or push them both up together to kind of make a sort of larger single bed. It's something I sometimes like to do just so it fills up more of the room. With a weird shaped room like this, I don't really know what I could put in the middle without obstructing the Sims walkway. Yeah, I do that instead. And another thing, these little white curtain items from Desert Luxe that I put at the bottom of the window, I believe I did it in my I don't remember what my last one was. And like a blue house that I did that to kind of resemble the windowsill. I put those under the window to kind of resemble a windowsill, and I think it just does more to kind of add something to the wall, make it not seem so flat. I don't put a lot of decor on them. I think I only put decor on them in the kids' bedroom and the dining. I was considering putting some sort of decor in the toddler's room, but I decided they already have so much stuff on the floor. There wasn't really much of a need to have anything on the walls. They have big windows and curtains anyways. Right now I'm just working on the landing. That is the big Christmas tree that I mentioned previously. And I do add some season's presents, so whenever it's Winterfest, it's actually functional for your Sims to get presents. I mean, if it were me, I could have just left it bare. I could have, but I didn't. And now this is the long-awaited exterior landscaping. Sorry, I don't know why I said that weirdly. The words are coming 30 seconds after each other. Yeah, so the trees. I think these are supposed to be like evergreen trees, so they're not dead, but they're very bright in comparison to the bushes, which are not really decaying, but they're not very vibrant, and there's a very stark contrast between the two. Thankfully, after I set the weather to snow, and snow is finally a blanket on top of the whole thing, it looks a little bit better, just because the darkness is covered. Yeah, I do make a little path, very slight, and I don't think it's even that noticeable with or without the snow, but you know, just a little touch to make it a little bit more interesting. In the yard, there is a swing set, 2 planter boxes, which are pink and white. Surprise, surprise. A telescope and a bird fountain. I don't know why I'm saying that like I don't know. It's called a bird fountain. Hopefully. I do continue the bushes around around this side of the house, just so it's not very plain and there's some sort of interest going on. But that is pretty much it for the build. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, this will be uploaded on the gallery under my name, caitom. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!